From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story, taking greater steps towards his goal of ending domestic violence and sexual assault in Alaska. This morning, Governor Sean Parnell signed Senate Bill 22, his comprehensive crime bill that enhances protections for victims and survivors.
Parnell signed the bill at the Rural Providers Conference that officially began at the David Salmon Tribal Hall. Parnell says the bill toughens penalties for sex trafficking crimes, improves investigative tools, and creates stronger sentencing provisions. The new law expands Alaska's Rape Shield law to protect victims after the assault has occurred. And among other avenues, it also authorizes the court to order GPS tracking devices on perpetrators and also gives the victims of trafficking the ability to qualify for benefits from the Violent Crimes Compensation Board.
222 is really designed to protect Alaskans. It's designed to fight sex trafficking, human trafficking. It's designed to toughen penalties related to child pornography, as well as better protect domestic violence victims.
It does. There's a couple of new provisions that give new tools, but also closes some loopholes, changes some things that were not the intent of the legislature on several or on a law that was passed previously, things like that.
The governor today also visited Flint Hills Refinery in North Pole, where he signed a package of bills including Senate Bill 86, which extends the state's contract for royalty oil with Flint Hills. The measure renews the contract for 5 years, ending on March 31st, 2019. Specifically, the state will sell 18,000 to 30,000 barrels per day of its royalty oil to Flint Hills. The governor said many industries across Alaska rely on the fuels that Flint Hills produces, and the extension of the contract will keep Alaska's economy growing.
That legislation is extending the royalty contract to Flint Hills, and really what that is that's jobs and energy for interior residents. That's what that's about. It's about making sure that that plant has a supply of royalty oil from the state, and those jobs will be maintained. I think there are about 1,300 direct and indirect jobs that are dependent upon that refinery.
The Fairbanks City Council last night held a work session on gas trucking and distribution. Representatives from several entities were there to talk plans and answer questions. They included the Interior Alaska Gas Utility, Fairbanks Natural Gas, and the Lowell Group. Dan Britton from Fairbanks Natural Gas said their company has been working for years to get more gas supply to the interior. Gene Terrio from the State Energy Office made a presentation on the money being made available to get natural gas to Fairbanks. Some proposals meant it could still be several years before Fairbanks area residents would see a drop in energy costs. Wally Cox of the Lowell Group said they need to get on with it.
And I want to impress upon you all that one of the more important things that you have to consider is the timeline of this project. And when you got people involving themselves in obfuscation, confusion, muddling the waters, delay, it's going to cost you money. Lots of it.
Opening ceremonies of the 30th Annual Rural Providers Conference took place late Monday downtown at the Chief David Salmon Tribal Hall. Now, the conference, which sports the theme Our Hearts Together and runs through Friday, will be full of workshops and discussions centered around healthy living and ways to better embrace it in the positive sense. According to Roxanne Frank, one of the co-organizers of the event, the conference addresses what she called huge problems: alcohol, nicotine addiction, drug abuse, among others, that continue to affect Native culture in many ways. Frank says there are issues that can no longer just be overlooked. She says addressing the situation head-on is the key.
And this year's theme is Our Hearts Together. And the theme is important because we have been talking about drugs and alcohol and all what it does to us. Our hearts together is that we need to speak to the heart of the matter, to the root. And a lot of us people that have gone through recovery had a trauma in their life, and we have to talk about that.
All right, when we come back, reduced oil flow in the pipeline is causing more maintenance issues.
Also, find out what information is available for senior caregivers at FRA. Those stories are next. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Alaska State Troopers say the adult male black bear killed at the scene of a fatal animal attack was indeed the bear that killed a 64-year-old Fairbanks man last week. Robert Weaver died June 6th near his cabin after being attacked as his wife looked on. As Alaska Wildlife Troopers were conducting their investigation, the bear came back to the kill site and was immediately shot by troopers.
A local grand jury has added and upgraded felony charges against a 27-year-old Fairbanks man accused of assaulting the 2 young children of his girlfriend, one of them a 10-month-old boy, who remains in an Anchorage hospital. As part of an 11-count indictment, Jesse Barron Cadiruck Jr. is now charged with 3 counts of first-degree assault, 3 counts of felony assault in the second degree, violating conditions of release, unlawful contact, and other alleged crimes. According to court records, the grand jury added more serious charges to Cadiruck's indictment, saying the alleged conduct detailed extreme indifference. Cadiruck was arraigned in Fairbanks Superior Court earlier today and pleaded not guilty to all charges. Now, court records say the baby sustained various injuries to his head, chest, and abdomen from being punched repeatedly. He's being treated at Alaska Native Medical Center in Anchorage. Trial in State versus Jesse Cadiruck is slated for the week of August 19th.
Not guilty pleas also for a 19-year-old Fairbanks man accused of sexually abusing his sister. Trevor Andre Valley was arrested by Alaska State Troopers and charged with 5 counts of sexual abuse of a minor in the first degree for sexually abusing the child on multiple occasions when he was 16 to 18 years of age and she was 6 to 9 years old. According to court records, investigators were first alerted to the case when they received a report from the State Office of Children's Services on May 9th of this year. Records say Valley admitted to the alleged abuse, further saying it happened on a repeated basis.
In 1988, the flow of oil from the North Slope to Valdez was pushing over 2 million barrels of oil a day down the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. Today at the weekly Chamber of Commerce meeting, the president for Alaska Pipeline Services told a gathering of business leaders that the flow in the pipeline has diminished to a little more than 500,000 barrels a day. This in turn is making it harder to bring oil down from the slope and is requiring more maintenance and supervision to prevent stoppage. The future is not bright and will have a direct impact on the state's economy.
We're operating at about 1/3 of our design flow, about 1/4 of our capacity, max capacity, but it's more difficult to run less oil. Most people would think less oil would be easier, would be less expensive, but the cost for moving a barrel of oil through our pipeline is going steadily up, and it's more difficult and more challenging for us.
Tomorrow evening, the Alaska Center for Children and Adults will host their 2nd annual Family Field Day. The event will be held at Denali Elementary School and will go from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. During the event, there will be free food, sack races, water balloon tosses, obstacle course, and a tug-of-war tournament refereed by me. The executive director of ACCA says the event is held to inform the community of the work the organization does.
There's a little bit of fundraising happening, but our primary purpose is to get the name of our agency out into the community so that people know what we do, that we provide services for individuals with disabilities across the age span. We really want to promote if someone in their family has a need, that they would call us and come to us, and if we don't have a service that can meet their need, we can hook them up with someone who can.
Senior Services at Fairbanks Resource Agency offers monthly information exchanges for those giving care. More now in this week's Health Report.
Each month, Fairbanks Resource Agency offers up information exchange for those who provide care for seniors. Caregivers can meet with experts and professionals regarding local programs and resources. This month, Bob Parr, an assistant professor with UAF's Community and Technical College, presented music drum therapy.
Probably 15 years ago, I added drum circle to my repertoire of alternative workshops. And I had taken up drumming when I was older. I was in my 40s. A few weeks and months later, my collection grew bigger and bigger, and I thought, well, this would probably make an alternative activity.
Parr has had excellent success with drumming therapy and notes 100% participation when he visits senior centers.
Some of the people that started with me 33 sessions ago have made every session. And what the staff at Denali Center tell me is that's almost unheard of. That these people are asking, is it drum day? Is it Friday? Is Bob coming with the drums?
Drum therapy, like other programs enlisted with aiding senior activity, can be therapeutic and is designed for those of all abilities.
And what I see and can observe is people are engaged at whatever level they can be engaged at.
FRA's Senior Services offers an information exchange every first Tuesday of the month. Funding for the exchange is provided by the National Family Caregiver Grant.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building. Call 456-7768.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. How you guys doing?
What you got cooking?
Yeah.
I heard it's a little
That's good. That's actually pretty good.
Can you tell us more about the Chick Chick Boom?
Yeah, Chick Chick Boom. Tonight we're going to talk about the new schedule for the UAF rifle team, Chick Chick Boom. A lot of good action will be at the Patty Center this season, plus a change to the Yukon 800 boat race, and it's going to be longer. That and more coming up next in sports. Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the sports seat for you this evening. Hope you've been having a good day, and to make it a little better, we're going to get to some sports tonight. The spring season of high school sports is over, but the Mid-Alaska Conference gave out accolades yesterday in selecting the all-conference softball teams. The conference champion and fourth in-state Allison Ravens had 4 all-conference selections, and Lauren Zapata, Teresa McCoy, Denise Zapata, and Michaela Flowers. Flowers was the only interior player to be selected to the all-state tournament team as well. The Hutchinson Hawks, a program just in their second year, made it to the state tournament and landed Sydney Jacobs, Kyanna Edwards, and Brandy Wicken to the all-MAC team. The Monroe Rams were represented by Mia Obermeyer and Tana Bartels. Delaney Stokes of Monroe, Courtney Klein of Hutchinson, and Bree Kriesel of Allison were MAC honorable mentions. Switching to college sports now, the Alaska Natick Rifle team recently released its schedule for the upcoming fall season. The Shooters will also have their first matches in the newly formed Patriot Rifle Conference. The Natick start the season with a fun alumni match on September 28th as former Shooters come back to take on the current roster. The Nooks open their season at home on the second weekend in October with matches against Ole Miss and North Carolina State. After 2 road matches against Jacksonville State and TCU, UAF will host 2 matches against Kentucky, last year's national runner-up, the weekend before the Thanksgiving holiday. In 2014, UAF will have a match with the Air Force Academy and then an air rifle only match in the Camp Perry Air Gun match in Ohio. The Naniks take on the defending national champion West Virginia Mountaineers on February 6th. UAF will be in the first ever PRC Conference Championship at Ohio State starting February the 8th. The NCAA qualifier will be at the E.F. Horton Rifle Range at the Patty Center on February 22nd. The season concludes March 14th in Murray, Kentucky at the NCAA Championship. For the full schedule, just go to the sports page on webcenter11.com. Now on to a local sporting event that takes place on the water. The Yukon 800, already considered the world's toughest riverboat race, will be the Yukon 1000. Why? Because of the flooding on the Yukon River, which devastated the Galena area. Galena has been the halfway point for the race for years. The flooding was caused by an ice jam back on May 26, and hundreds of Galena residents have been displaced, as News Center 11 has extensively reported. The turnaround will now be at Caltech, which will make the round trip from Fairbanks about 985 miles. The checkpoints for this year's altered race route will be Nenana, Manly, Tanana, Ruby, Koyukuk, Nulato, and Caltech. For this year's race, the halfway checkpoint prize will be $5,000 thanks to the Caltech residents and businesses who helped raise the prize money. Fees for veteran racers are $1,000 and $500 for rookies this year. There will be a ceremonial start at 11 a.m. on June 22nd at Pike's Landing. It's June already and the sun has been out for the most part now that spring is here. So that means the Midnight Sun Run is right around the corner. Big pickup for the 31st annual Midnight Sun Run is tomorrow from 4 to 8 at the Pioneer Park Civic Center. The race starts June 22nd at 10 p.m. That's next Saturday. The beginning of the 10K course is at the UAF Patty Center and ends at Pioneer Park. Proceeds from the race will benefit the Fairbanks Resource Agency and local student athletes through scholarships. You can register for the race at active.com. The next bid pickup will be next week at Team Cutters, and you can register up until 9 p.m. on race day. KTVF will be broadcasting live from the Midnight Sun Run at 11 o'clock, so come by and say hi to the KTVF family. Also, there are events you can participate in to prepare for the Midnight Sun Run. Another installment of the All-Comers Track Meet at West Valley High School is this Thursday evening at 6:30. Ross McDougall got 4 wins, the 200, 800, 1500, and 3,000 meters in last Thursday's races. Runners can participate in 100 through 5,000 meter races. And then the 21st annual Mosquito Meander 5K walk run at Pioneer Park will be at 9 a.m. this Saturday. Remember to bring that off and cut a repellent. Funds will go towards Fairbanks Counseling and Adoption. For more info on this race and the Midnight Sun Run, just go to webcenter11.com. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVF Sports, just go to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com, and of course, you can get our mobile app. Stay cool, Alaska. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News, everyone. Mike Schultz with you once again. Taking a look at the weather. Gorgeous day today. Lots of sunshine, a few isolated showers at the higher elevations, but things are looking good, and they're going to get better and better with temperatures. Could be in the low to mid 80s. Speaking of better, this may be one of the better photographs we've had this year. This one's sent in by Sandy Lorigan. Mama Moose and the kids taking a bath in the stream there. That's a great shot. And by all means, if you have a photograph to share with us, send it to Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. Thanks, Sandy, for that beautiful photograph. Here's what's going on at the airport right now. 64 degrees after a high of 67. The overnight low 38 degrees. Record high 91, 1937. Record low 30 in 1918. Sunrise and sunset, well, that's 21 hours and 27 minutes of daylight, a gain of 4 minutes from yesterday. What's going on across the state? The clouds are diminishing rapidly. Just a few over southeast Alaska and some showers around the Fairbanks area. We'll zoom in a little closer on the radar and show you that we're looking just some very, very spotty shower activity here. That's moving rapidly from the north to the south, and they're going to be out of the picture with better weather on the way. Okay, what's going on across the rest of the state? Looks pretty good. Lots of sunshine, warm temperatures, 72, 74 at Ketchikan and Juneau, 74 at Anchorage. Kind of chilly around Nome, though, 35 degrees there, 46 in Barrow, and Fort Yukon at 63 degrees, with Denali Park looking at 67 degrees. Lower 48 weather, lots of storminess to talk about. It's moving across the Ohio Valley and the Central Plains. Across the Montana area, they're getting lots of rain and thunderstorm activity, and then some activity across Texas. Tonight and tomorrow, things are going to really crank up, especially around the Chicago area. Indianapolis, as you can see here, we're looking at very severe opportunities there with damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail, and it's all being caused by the jet stream again, as the jet stream will continue to be way to the north and then dive way down to the south, but that also allows very hot temperatures to move in across the deep south, and in fact, Dallas and Oklahoma City looking at 110 degrees tomorrow. Well, back to Alaska, where it's quite a bit cooler for the northern sections tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies for the region, including Barrow, Nome, and Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at lots of sunshine with warmer temperatures at Healy and Fairbanks, 74 for the high in Fairbanks. Over southeast Alaska, it looks like lots of sunshine at Juneau, decreasing clouds for Ketchikan, and very nice weather there. And out to the southwest, it looks like a little rain moving in for the Cold Bay area. Otherwise, more clouds at Bethel, but mostly sunny skies at Kodiak Island. And over the south central regions, nice weather in the Anchorage Bowl, looking at a few clouds in Valdez, otherwise sunny skies at Anchorage and Homer. And here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Very nice evening in store. As you can see here, looking at 49 degrees, partly cloudy, just some isolated showers possible, mainly in the hilly areas. Tomorrow's forecast, 74 degrees with mostly sunny skies, and it gets even better on the 5-day outlook. As you can see here, we're looking at 78 on Thursday, 83 on Friday, 84 degrees on Sunday. A little bit of a cooler trend toward the first part of next week, but not that bad, 77 degrees. And overnight lows also warming up to the low to mid 50s. So mainly, I guess we can say summer's coming.
Summer's the word.
Yeah.
Summer is here.
Summer is here.
But the real word is congratulations to Stephanie and her husband celebrating their 8th anniversary today.
Aww.
How about
Happy
that?
anniversary to my
husband.
Yeah. All but good things, right?
You guys are going to make me turn red.
Oh.
I'm matching my red shirts. Okay. Thank you, guys. That's so nice.
You're welcome. All right.
Alrighty.
That'll wrap up this anniversary edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, new developments involving the government contractor who leaked secret documents on U.S. surveillance programs. That's next on Brian Williams.
And you can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
That will do it from all of us here at the News Center. Like we said, it was a beautiful day, and it was beautiful down in the Golden Heart Park area. We will leave you with that, and we'll see you back here at 11.